Ever feel like you're just drowning in data?
Oh, yeah.
I bet you do, especially in pharma.
Right.
Think about it. Clinical trials, manufacturing, all the regulations, data everywhere.
Yeah.
But how do you actually make sense of it all?
Right.
That's what we're unpacking in this deep dive. Industrial DataOps.
And it's couldn't be more relevant, really.
Right.
We're using XLM's Continuous TV Weekly Newsletter,
Okay.
issue number 34.
Okay.
What's fascinating is they specifically focus on how industrial data ops works in pharma,
Yeah.
which, as you know,
Uh-huh.
is notoriously complex
Yes.
and highly regulated.
It's a real trial by fire for data ops, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely.
If it can streamline things in pharma,
Yeah.
imagine the possibilities in other industries.
Mm-hmm.
But first things first, let's
Right.
break down what industrial data ops actually is.
So it's more than just a fancy term for data management.
Okay.
Industrial data ops is a framework
Okay.
designed to speed up the way we use data, make it more reliable,
Uh-huh.
and crucially,
Yeah.
turn it into something actionable. Yeah. It's about getting insights we can actually use
Right.
to improve how things work.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
But we're talking about pharma here, right?
right.
Super intricate processes.
Yeah.
Tons of regulations.
Mhm.
How does data ops make a difference in that environment specifically?
So think about the classic problem of data silos.
Okay.
Different departments,
Uh-huh.
different systems,
Mm-hmm.
all holding on to their own data.
Yeah.
It's a nightmare to get a complete picture,
Right.
let alone make decisions based on it.
Right.
Data ops helps break down those silos
Okay.
by standardizing how data is collected
Uh-huh.
and stored,
Okay.
making it accessible across the entire organization.
So it's like creating a universal language for data, right?
Precisely.
Suddenly, everyone can understand each other no matter what system they're using.
Exactly.
Okay.
And that's just the start.
Oh.
Industrial data ops goes deeper
I-
by adding context to that standardized data.
Okay.
It's not enough to just have a number.
Right.
You need to know what it means
Okay.
in a specific situation.
Give me an example.
Sure.
What kind of context are we talking about in pharma?
Imagine a temperature reading.
Okay.
Now, that same reading
Mm-hmm.
could mean something completely different,
Okay.
depending on whether it's coming from a storage facility
Okay.
for sensitive medications
All right.
or from a reactor.
Okay.
During a critical manufacturing step,
Yeah.
context helps us interpret the data correctly
Uh-huh.
and make the right call based on the situation.
So it's not just about having data.
Right.
It's about having the right data at the right time
Yes.
and understanding what it means in that specific moment.
Exactly.
That's a game changer.
It is.
Wow.
And that's where real-time analytics comes in.
Okay.
Industrial data ops helps us crunch the numbers quickly
Uh-huh.
so we can react to what's happening right now,
Yeah.
not yesterday. Think about how crucial that is in a pharmaceutical plant,
Yeah.
where even small deviations
Yeah.
can have major consequences.
That makes total sense.
Yeah.
Catching issues early or even predicting them before they happen,
Mm-hmm.
that's powerful stuff.
Absolutely.
So we've got the standardization,
Right?
the context,
Mm-hmm.
the real-time analysis.
Yes.
What does that translate to in terms of actual benefits
Okay.
for a pharma company?
Yeah.
What's the payoff?
Well, think about the big picture challenges
Okay.
facing the industry.
Uh-huh.
Pressure to get drugs to market faster,
Right.
stricter regulations,
Yeah.
increasing complexity of manufacturing processes.
Mm-hmm.
Data ops addresses all of these
Okay.
in tangible ways.
Okay. I'm intrigued.
Good.
Break it down for me.
All right.
What are some of the specific benefits we're talking about?
One of the biggest is improved decision-making.
Okay.
Instead of relying on gut feeling or outdated information,
Right.
companies can now make decisions based on real-time data insights.
Okay.
This leads to faster,
Uh-huh.
more informed decisions at every level,
Okay.
from research and development
Yeah.
to manufacturing and distribution.
Like taking the guesswork out of the equation, right?
Exactly.
You've got solid data to back up your choices.
Mm-hmm.
That must be incredibly valuable, especially in an industry where the stakes are so high.
Absolutely.
Wow.
And it's not just about speed and accuracy.
Okay.
It's also about reducing risk
Okay.
with a clearer understanding of what's happening in real time.
Yeah.
Companies can identify potential problems
Uh-huh.
before they snowball into major issues.
So data ops is kind of like an early warning system for pharma.
You could say that.
Okay.
And it's not just about preventing disasters.
All right.
Industrial data ops can also help companies optimize their processes,
Mm-hmm.
streamline operations,
Okay.
and ultimately bring down costs.
That sounds like a win-win.
It is.
But we haven't even touched on compliance yet.
Right.
Pharma is all about regulations.
Yeah,
How does DataOps fit into that picture?
that's a great question.
Okay.
And it's where DataOps really shines.
All right.
Remember that emphasis on data standardization and context we talked about?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that translates directly to improved compliance.
I see where you're going with this.
Yeah.
When your data is clean,
Right.
organized, and readily accessible, it
Yeah.
becomes much easier to prove you're meeting all those regulatory requirements.
Exactly. Audits become smoother,
Mhm.
reporting becomes more transparent, and the overall risk of non-compliance decreases significantly.
So we're talking about better decisions,
Yes.
less risk,
Uh-huh.
lower costs,
Yeah.
and streamlined compliance.
That's right.
It's starting to sound like DataOps is the superhero pharma has been waiting for.
It's certainly a powerful tool.
Yeah.
And the best part is,
Yeah.
it's not just theoretical.
Mm.
The newsletter actually includes a real-world case study
Oh.
that demonstrates these benefits in action.
Oh, this is where it gets really interesting.
Yeah.
A real pharma company using DataOps to solve real problems.
Exactly.
I'm all ears.
This particular company was struggling with many of the challenges we've discussed.
Okay.
Siloed data,
Mm-hmm.
inefficient processes,
Right.
and compliance headaches galore.
Yeah.
They were desperate for a solution
Uh-huh.
that could help them make sense of their data
Right.
and turn it into a strategic advantage.
Sounds like they were the perfect candidate for DataOps.
They were.
Yeah.
And their story is a great example
Okay.
of what's possible
Okay.
when you embrace this framework.
Okay. Let's dive into the details.
All right.
What did they do, and what kind of results did they see?
They started by implementing an industrial data ops platform
Okay.
to integrate all their data sources
Yeah.
and standardize it.
Okay, so they got all their data speaking the same language, so to speak.
Exactly.
But what did they do with all that newly accessible information?
They used it to unlock real-time analytics.
Okay.
This allowed them to monitor their processes in real time,
Uh-huh.
identify potential bottlenecks,
Yeah.
and make adjustments on the fly.
I bet that had a huge impact on their efficiency.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
They saw significant improvement
Okay.
in their overall equipment effectiveness, or OEE.
Hold on, explain that one.
Sure.
For our listeners who might not be familiar with manufacturing jargon.
Right.
What does OE mean?
Okay.
And why is it important?
OEE,
Uh-huh.
or overall equipment effectiveness,
Okay.
is essentially a measure
Okay.
of how efficiently a machine or piece of equipment is running.
Okay.
A higher OE
Yeah.
means you're getting more output
Huh.
with less downtime and wasted resources.
So it's a key indicator of productivity, right?
Exactly.
And this company saw a 15% increase in their OEE
That's right.
after implementing DataOps.
Uh-huh.
That's a significant improvement.
It is.
And it translated directly to increased production capacity and lower operating costs. That's a pretty impressive result.
Absolutely.
But it sounds like the benefits went beyond just manufacturing efficiency.
Right.
What about their compliance woes?
Yeah,
Did DataOps help them there as well?
absolutely.
Oh.
In fact, their audit preparation time
Mm-hmm.
decreased by a whopping 30%
Oh.
thanks to the improved data governance
Uh-huh.
and traceability enabled by DataOps.
Wow, that's music to the ears of anyone who's ever dealt with the stress of regulatory audits.
I bet.
It sounds like DataOps gave them a much-needed sense of control
Yeah.
over their data and processes.
Absolutely.
That's great.
And the benefits didn't stop there.
Oh,
They also managed to achieve a 20% reduction in maintenance costs
how did they pull that off?
by leveraging the power of predictive maintenance.
Okay.
DataOps allowed them to analyze historical and real-time data
Uh-huh.
to identify patterns that indicated potential equipment failures.
Okay.
This allowed them to schedule maintenance proactively, minimizing downtime
Right.
and reducing the need for costly reactive repairs.
So instead of waiting for something to break down,
Right.
they were able to anticipate problems
Exactly.
and fix them before they became major issues.
That's right.
That's brilliant.
It is a great example of being proactive.
It sounds like DataOps really empowered them
Yeah,
to take a more proactive approach to managing their operations.
it did.
That's awesome.
And it highlights a crucial point about DataOps.
Okay.
It's not just about reacting to problems.
Okay.
It's about anticipating them
Uh-huh.
and taking steps to prevent them from happening in the first place.
That's a game changer, especially in an industry as demanding as pharmaceuticals.
It is.
But I'm curious,
Yeah.
this is just one case study.
Right.
Is it realistic to think other pharma companies could achieve similar results with DataOps?
Well, I wouldn't call it luck.
Okay.
This company's success is a testament to the power of DataOps.
Uh-huh.
And there's no reason why other pharma companies couldn't replicate their success.
So it's not just a one-off.
No.
this is something that can be applied across the board.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm convinced.
Oh, yeah.
Industrial DataOps is the real deal.
It is.
Awesome.
And we've only scratched the surface.
Right.
There's so much more to explore about how DataOps is transforming the pharmaceutical industry and beyond.
Well, luckily for our listeners, we've got plenty more to cover in this deep dive.
Indeed we do.
Okay, great.
We'll delve into more specific examples of how DataOps is being used in pharma,
Okay.
explore some of the challenges of implementation, and discuss the broader implications for the future of the industry.
Sounds like we've got a lot to unpack.
We do.
Okay.
And I think our listeners will find it incredibly insightful.
I'm sure they will.
Good.
But for now,
Yeah.
let's take a quick pause.
Okay.
And come back refreshed and ready to dive even deeper into the world of industrial data ops in pharma.
Sounds good. So before the break, we were discussing a pharmaceutical company using industrial data ops to solve some of their data challenges.
Right.
They actually achieved some pretty remarkable results.
Yeah, 15% boost in OEE,
Right.
30% faster audit prep,
Uh-huh.
and 20% lower maintenance costs.
Yeah.
Those are some serious wins.
They are.
It paints a pretty compelling picture of what data ops can do.
It does. And, it's easy to get caught up in the numbers.
Right.
But what really struck me about this case study
Yeah.
was the impact on the company's culture.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Tell me more about that.
So before data ops,
Okay.
they were really struggling with those data silos we talked about.
Uh-huh.
Different departments were protective of their data.
Right.
Communication was poor,
Yeah.
and it was creating a lot of friction.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
It's like everyone speaking a different language.
Right.
And no one can understand each other.
Exactly. But once they implemented data ops
Uh-huh.
and started working from a single source of truth,
Okay.
it fostered a much more collaborative environment.
Oh.
Teams could easily share data and insights,
Right.
leading to better communication
Yeah.
and more informed decision-making across the board.
So data ops wasn't just about improving efficiency. It
Yeah.
was about changing the way people work together.
Yes.
That's a pretty profound impact.
It is, and it highlights a crucial point about data ops.
Okay.
It's not just about technology.
Uh-huh.
It's about people
Right.
and processes, too.
Yeah.
You need all three elements working in harmony
Okay.
to truly unlock the benefits.
That makes a lot of sense. It's like any major change initiative,
Mhm.
technology is only part of the equation.
Right.
You need to bring people along on the journey
Right.
and adapt your processes
Uh-huh.
to make the most of the new tools.
Exactly. Now, speaking of challenges,
Okay.
implementing DataOps in a highly regulated industry like pharma
Right.
does come with its own unique set of hurdles.
Okay, let's talk about that.
Sure.
What are some of the biggest obstacles companies face when trying to adopt data ops in pharma?
Well, data integrity is paramount in this industry.
Okay.
You're dealing with sensitive information that impacts patient safety,
Right.
so there's zero room for error.
Wow.
That means stringent data validation
Uh-huh.
and governance processes
Okay.
are absolutely essential.
So it's not just about collecting and analyzing data.
Right.
It's about making sure that data is accurate,
Uh-huh.
reliable,
Yeah,
and meets all the regulatory requirements.
precisely.
Yeah.
And that can be a complex undertaking,
I bet.
especially for companies with legacy systems
Right.
and fragmented data sources.
Yeah.
It often requires significant investment in data cleansing,
Uh-huh.
standardization, and validation tools.
It sounds like a pretty daunting task.
It can be, but I imagine the long-term benefits outweigh the initial investment.
Right.
Absolutely. The improved compliance,
Yeah.
reduced risk,
Ah.
and enhanced efficiency
Right.
make it a worthwhile endeavor. But it does require careful planning, a solid understanding of the regulatory landscape, and a commitment to data quality from the top down.
That makes sense. So we've talked about the benefits, the
Right.
challenges,
Great.
and even the cultural impact
Yeah.
of data ops in pharma. But I'm curious, what are your thoughts on the broader implications for the industry?
Oh.
How do you see data ops shaping the future of pharmaceutical manufacturing?
That's a great question. I think we're only just beginning to scratch the surface
Right.
of what's possible.
Oh, wow.
As data ops matures
Uh-huh.
and technologies like artificial intelligence and
Right.
machine learning advance,
Yeah.
we'll see even more innovative applications emerge.
Give me an example.
Okay.
What kind of futuristic data ops scenarios are we talking about here?
Well, imagine a world
Okay.
where data ops enables real-time personalized medicine
Wow.
by analyzing a patient's genetic data,
Huh.
medical history,
Yeah.
and lifestyle factors.
Okay.
Manufacturers could create customized drug formulations tailored to their specific needs.
That sounds amazing. It's like science fiction becoming reality.
It is, and that's just one example.
Oh, wow.
DataOps could also revolutionize drug discovery
Oh,
by helping researchers analyze vast data sets to identify promising new drug candidates
right.
much faster than traditional methods.
So we're talking about faster drug development,
Yes.
more personalized treatments, and potentially even cures for diseases that are currently incurable.
Exactly. And it's not just about the science.
Oh,
DataOps can also play a crucial role
okay.
in improving patient access to medication.
How so?
Well, by streamlining the supply chain
Okay.
and optimizing manufacturing processes, DataOps can help bring down the cost of drug production,
Right.
making life-saving treatments more affordable
Yeah.
and accessible to those who need them most.
That's a really important point. It's not just about technological advancement for its own sake.
Right.
It's about using technology to solve real-world problems and improve people's lives.
Precisely. And that's what makes the field of DataOps so exciting.
Right.
It's not just about crunching numbers. It's about harnessing the power of data
Yeah.
to drive innovation, enhance efficiency,
Right.
and ultimately create a healthier future for all.
It's truly inspiring stuff. I'm starting to see why you're so passionate about this topic.
Me too.
DataOps is not just a technological framework.
Right.
It's a force for positive change.
Yes.
In the pharmaceutical industry and beyond.
I couldn't agree more.
Wow, that's fantastic. But let's be realistic for a moment.
Okay.
There must be some challenges to implementing DataOps on this scale, right?
Of course.
We're talking about incredibly sensitive data,
Yeah.
complex algorithms,
Right.
and a whole new way of thinking about healthcare.
There are challenges. Data privacy and security are paramount,
Okay.
and we need robust systems in place to protect patient information.
Right.
We also need to ensure that algorithms are developed,
Yeah.
used ethically,
So
without bias or discrimination.
those are crucial considerations, and it's important to have those conversations alongside the technological advancements.
Absolutely. It's not just about the technology itself.
Right.
It's about using it responsibly
Yeah.
and ethically to benefit all of humanity.
Well said. It's clear that industrial DataOps has the potential to revolutionize the pharmaceutical industry.
Yes.
From speeding up drug development to personalizing treatments and even making life-saving medications more affordable.
Right.
It's a powerful tool.
Yeah.
But as with any tool, it's how we use it that truly matters.
That's a great point to end on.
Right.
DataOps is a tool that can empower us to achieve incredible things in healthcare. But it's up to us to use it wisely
Yeah.
and responsibly.
I think that's a perfect takeaway for our listeners.
Good.
As we continue to explore the possibilities of DataOps,
Right.
let's remember that it's not just about technological advancement.
Uh-huh.
It's about using technology to create a healthier and more equitable future for everyone.
I couldn't agree more.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground today, from the basic principles of DataOps
Right.
to its profound impact on pharma manufacturing and its potential to transform the industry as a whole.
Yeah.
But before we wrap up,
Okay.
I want to bring it back to our listeners for a moment.
Sounds good.
So for those of you out there who are involved in the pharmaceutical industry or even just interested in the power of data,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on DataOps? Do you see it as a game changer?
Right.
A potential solution to some of the challenges facing your organization?
Yeah.
We'd love to hear your perspectives.
I think it's a great question for our listeners to ponder.
Right.
Where do you see DataOps fitting into your world? And what steps can you take to start exploring its potential?
Excellent point. Remember, this is just the beginning of our deep dive into industrial DataOps.
Yeah.
We've got more to explore in our next segment. We've talked a lot about how industrial DataOps can, transform pharmaceutical manufacturing. But it's not just about making pills faster or cheaper.
Yeah.
It also has the potential to make those pills better,
Right.
safer,
Yeah.
more effective,
Uh-huh.
and even tailored to individual patients.
That's right. DataOps is a key enabler of personalized medicine,
Okay.
which is a really exciting frontier in healthcare.
Okay, break that down for me.
Sure.
What exactly does personalized medicine mean in the context of DataOps?
Imagine a future where treatments are no longer one size fits all.
Okay.
Instead, they're tailored to your unique genetic makeup,
Right.
lifestyle,
Yeah.
and medical history.
That sounds amazing, but how does DataOps make that possible?
Well, it starts with data.
Okay.
We're talking about huge amounts of data genetic profiles,
Yeah.
medical records,
Mm-hmm.
clinical trial results,
Yeah.
all analyzed and interpreted to identify patterns
Yeah.
and predict how individuals will respond to different treatments.
So it's like having a super-powered medical detective working behind the scenes,
Right.
crunching all that data to find the best possible treatment plan for each patient.
Exactly. And DataOps provides the infrastructure and tools to make that kind of analysis possible. It's about integrating data from multiple sources, standardizing it, and making it accessible to researchers and clinicians in real time.
It's like connecting all the dots to get a complete picture of the patient's health.
Precisely. And that holistic view allows for much more targeted and effective treatments. It could mean identifying patients who are more likely to benefit from a particular drug, or adjusting dosages based on individual needs.
So it's not just about finding the right drug.
It's
about finding the right drug at the right dose.
Exactly.
For the right patient at the right time.
That's the goal.
Wow.
And DataOps plays a crucial role in making that vision a reality.
This is truly mind-blowing stuff.
It is.
It feels like we're on the cusp of a revolution in healthcare.
We are, and DataOps is at the heart of it. It's empowering us to unlock the true potential of data to improve human health in ways we never thought possible.
It's incredibly inspiring.
Absolutely.
But let's be realistic for a moment.
Oh.
There must be some challenges to implementing DataOps on this scale, right?
Of course.
Talking about incredibly sensitive data. Complex algorithms. A whole new way of thinking about healthcare.
There are challenges.
Okay.
Data privacy and security are paramount.
Right.
And we need robust systems in place to protect patient information.
Right.
We also need to ensure that algorithms are developed and used ethically without bias or discrimination.
Those are crucial considerations. And it's important to have those conversations alongside the technological advancements.
Absolutely. It's not just about the technology itself. It's about using it responsibly and ethically to benefit all of humanity.
Well said.
Thank you.
It's clear that industrial DataOps has the potential to revolutionize the pharmaceutical industry. From speeding up drug development to personalizing treatments and even making life-saving medications more affordable. It's a powerful tool, but as with any tool, it's how we use it that truly matters.
That's a great point to end on.
I think that's a perfect takeaway for our listeners. As we continue to explore the possibilities of DataOps, let's remember that it's not just about technological advancement. It's about using technology to create a healthier and more equitable future for everyone.
I couldn't agree more.
And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive into industrial DataOps for pharmaceuticals. We've covered a lot of ground.
We have.
But I hope this has given you a glimpse into the incredible potential of this field.
I hope so, too. It's been a fascinating discussion.
It has.
And I'm excited to see what the future holds for DataOps and the pharmaceutical industry.
Me too. And to our listeners, thank you for joining us on this journey of discovery.
Yes, thank you.
Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible with data.
Absolutely.
Until next time.